Hi guys, I'm Kid Laroi, and I've had like 3 coffees this morning, and I'm super extra excited to see Nardwuar. It's a big dream of mine come true. So thank you for having me, and let's go. We're at Neptune Records too, I believe. Classic. So excited. Hello?
Hey!
What's up?
Kid Laroi in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Hi, what's up?
Come on in. Finally, we're here.
I know, it's been like 4 years.
We're here.
We've been talking about this for a long time.
Doot doo loot doo.
Doot doot.
Yeah.
Nardwuar. 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 Nardwuar.
Who are you?
I am the Kid Laroi.
Kid Laroi, welcome to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Thanks for having me.
And right off the bat, Kid Laroi, I'd like to give you a gift right here, a Tupac doll.
Oh, wow, this is cool. Wow.
Very important to you.
Very, very important to me, yes. Legend.
Could you please explain the significance?
So Tupac is one of the reasons I started making music. My mom used to play him a lot around the house. I think the first ever music video, there were 2 music videos that I remember seeing, like in terms of like the first music videos that I ever saw. One of them I think was Dear Mama by Tupac. The other one I think was Superman by Eminem. So Tupac was definitely inspired me to make music. So hell yeah, thank you.
And that's a gift for you.
Thank you. I can keep it.
Yes, that's for you.
It's so cool. I gotta put this beside my bed.
And thank you, Kid Laroi, Cole Bennett. Thank you, Cole Bennett.
Big thank you, Cole Bennett. Thank you very much, Cole Bennett.
Because he's the reason, kind of, that this interview is actually happening. 2020. He gave me your number, your contact.
Oh shit! Really? I didn't think I even knew. I don't think I even knew that.
You did know him at that time, no? That would have been.
I did.
That would have been February 2020 or so.
Yeah, that's true. Because I remember receiving a DM from you and freaking out. And that's funny that Cole. I didn't even know that. That makes sense. So that totally makes sense. Because I was talking to him earlier. I was like, "Yo, we've been meaning to set this up for 4 years. Nardwuar's been on my shit since 2020, like damn near the beginning." I was like, it's pretty crazy, and that now makes total sense. Thank you, Cole.
Thank you, Cole. And also, you were going to come to Vancouver in 2022, but had no gig scheduled. Remember, I tried to get you a gig?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. You're like, you coming to Vancouver? I was like, yeah. And then you were like, no, you're not. And I was like, damn. And then you're like, maybe I can get you a gig.
That was 2022. Here we are today.
Yes, and that's all that matters.
But then at Camp Flognaw, I saw you and you mentioned my TED Talk.
I did.
Oh my God, dude, what the frick is up? How you doing? Amazing. Thanks so much for caring.
Also,
I really appreciate your kind words because that inspires me to keep going. Thank you, dude.
Dude, I watched your fucking TED Talk, and my favorite TED Talk ever.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it so much. I loved the story. I think it was you were talking about when you was it the Prime Minister or it was like a politician that you bought him like you knew that
The
he
hip
liked to-
flipper.
Yeah.
We want to move it forward.
Oh, wow. Have a good rest of the evening. Do. And to be continued.
That was a great meetup, and I was like, we need to save the interview for like that was an interesting weekend. I was probably had a couple beers and I was not ready for this, but now I've come fully prepared. So.
And it was you and Dev and a couple friends.
That's true. Dev was there.
Actually, who do we have right now?
We have with me Dev right now. We have David. We have Bird. 3 beautiful people in my life. I have another friend who's coming on the way, TJ, who is a good friend of mine, DJ. And we're missing out on Adam today, who's not here because he's at a funeral, but he's with us in spirit.
Kid Laroi, is it true you and your mom once tried to get the phone number for Young Money?
Yes, that is true. That is very correct.
How close did you get?
You know what? I was really young at the time, so she could probably remember better than I can. But I think we ended up maybe we ended up finding someone's Facebook page. I can't remember exactly, but we clearly didn't get the record deal. So but we must have got we must have
Got something.
we must have got someone
You eventually got the record deal.
eventually. Here we are.
And was your dad ever a sound engineer or a mixer?
Yes, he was actually. He was a music producer. And before that, he was a singer before I was born.
I have a gift for you right here. This Fat Joe record, which your dad worked on. He helped mix.
Okay, so I have something that I need to say. There is 2 Nick Howards that exist in the world. So my dad actually didn't mix on this record, although I totally wish that he did. But there is 2 Nick Howards, and he did not, in fact, do my dad, Nick Howard, in fact, did not do this record, mix this record, but he did produce a lot of Australian records back in the day. But unfortunately, no, he did not do this one. But I have seen a lot of people saying that my dad worked on like Fat Joe and a bunch of other stuff. But unfortunately, he did not mix the Fat Joe record. But
He did some mixing.
he did some mixing.
So there we go.
So thank you.
So some Fat Joe for you.
Some Fat Joe for me. I will
For the doppelganger.
for the other Nick Howard. Yes.
And Kid Laroi, what exactly is going on in this picture right here?
This is a classic picture. I believe in this picture I had won the public speaking, like a public speaking competition. I forgot exactly. It might have been like PWSA, like public speaking competition. I'm pretty sure, right? That's what's going on here.
Do you still have that trophy?
I believe my grandma does. I do believe my nan does. Yeah, so that's crazy. I won that, and there I am in my school uniform at school taking a pic.
What were you like in class? Did you rap poems?
You know what? What was I like in class? I was probably annoying, honestly. I think I was probably an annoying kid. I always rapped though. Yeah, I was definitely rapping around this time, trying.
Did you cheat in math?
Yeah, I did. Why do you know that?
Well, you're the Kid Laroi. We have to know.
No, that's fucking freaky. I did cheat in math off of it. There was a kid named. Wait, do you have this written down or no? There's no chance. There's no chance that you would have this written down, unless you literally phoned. I wouldn't even know how to find that information, and I'm me. Do you do you know who I used to copy walk off of? Oh my god, dude, what the fuck?
FBI radio on Botany Road.
Yes.
What can you say about FBI radio?
I think that was the first time I was ever on radio. Right?
What was that like? Being on the radio? That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think I was probably 14, right? 13 or 14. And they were the first people that ever gave me a radio interview, that's really cool that you know that.
TJ Barrett.
From Australian Performing Arts Grammar School?
255 Broadway.
Yes. In Glebe. How do you know? I haven't heard. That's so funny. Yes, totally.
Such a small class.
Such a small class. Yes, 100%.
Well, you're the Kid Laroi. We have to know.
How did you find these people?
Well, again, you are the Kid Laroi, but take us back. That class, small amount of people.
Yeah, small amount of people. You know what? Looking back at it, I think at the time, the way that I viewed school was that, oh, fuck school. Like, I don't like school. And looking back on it, that school in particular was probably where I have the best school memories and the most, I had so much fun at that school, which is pretty cool. But I think at the time I had a really I always wanted to make music, and I was like, fuck school. And I was probably, pretty annoying kid, to be honest. But I look back and I actually had a lot of fun at that school.
Quote, yo, I spit rhymes on a beat. Don't try to play this playa because I'm fresh out of the
Street. Yeah, I made that when I was like 7 years old.
MC.
6. Stop it.
Was that the first rhyme you came up with?
I believe so. That's
7 it started. That was the beginning of Kid Laroi?
yeah, 6 or 7. That was the first thing that I can ever remember that I came up with. And I used to watch Pimp My Ride by Exhibit, and there was a bar in that same rap that was like, I mean, I don't know who I was dissing. I was just like, for the rap's sake, I was just like, you need to call Exhibit to come and pimp your ride. And I thought it was really hard.
Quote, shout out, the only one that held it down before I was
the only one had that before I was up?
up.
Yeah.
Kenny from the block.
Yes, Kenny from the block. How crazy. Yo, I'll tell you what the craziest part is. We talked about this interview for a long, long time, and he is going to be so incredibly fucking happy that you said something, because he would always say, "Wow, I wonder what Nardwuar what he's gonna bring up." So he's gonna be stoked.
I'm honored. So Kenny knew who I was.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, we love you.
That's a thank you, Kid Laroi. Thank you. But Kenny from the block, an early friend, a very early friend. When did you meet Kenny?
I met Kenny, I think, when I was, I want to say 12 or 13, 12 or 13.
And you immortalized him in a song.
Yeah, he's in a song. Yeah.
Travi P.
Travi P. Yes, what about Travi P?
Important to Kid Laroi.
Yes, and very important to Kid Laroi. 100% Travi P is very important to Kid Laroi. Travi P, JD, Solo, very important to Kid Laroi. Absolutely.
And Travi tried to get you into some parties, right?
Absolutely. Travi did try to get me into, but I want to know how you know this though, because this is right, the feds. Literally. Nardwuar is the feds. But yes, Travi P did try to get me into parties. Travi P, JD, and Solo, they all had a house together. And me and my friends used to go there and make music there and crash there and
Have parties there.
yeah, we
You would invite people to the house you're a guest of and have parties at that house.
So there's a very specific story that one day they all left the house to go out, and they left us at the house because we were kind of staying there for a little bit. And they were basically like, "Yo, hold the house down, but don't do anything too crazy." And that was and yeah, we invited people over, and we made the house our own.
That takes a lot of gumption to do that, doesn't it? To invite other people over. A lot of drive. It shows the drive. It shows the Kid Laroi drive, right? Or does it?
Well, maybe not the drive. Maybe it was a bit devious. Maybe is the word, but yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand where you get this information.
Well, you're the Kid Laroi. We have to know.
Right.
Thank you, Neek.
Wow. Thank you, Neek. Absolutely. Thank you, Neek. My brother. I just saw him 2 days ago.
And Neek and Mook.
Yes. Look, yeah.
And Mirror and Tony.
Amira and Tony, yeah. Damn, if Tony would have been here today, that's the craziest part. Tony would have been here today, but he's
What can you say about them?
well, they're all my boys. Specifically, if we're gonna we said Tony, Mook, Mira, and who else did we say?
I think that was it. And Neek, of course.
Neek, of course, Neek. Okay, so there's different story for everyone. I mean, Neek is the first person, was my first friend in Los Angeles, and basically basically we sent him an email when I was maybe like 14 to mix a song. We're like, hey, how much would you charge to mix a song? Because he was a Lil Skies' engineer at the time, and that was like one of my favorite artists. And he hit back and he was like, yo, this shit's really cool. And long story short, he ended up actually playing the song for Nick Jandora, who then played it for Skies and was like, yo, this kid's really hot. And then Skies DM'd me, and he helped that whole thing kind of come together. And he's just been my boy ever since. We still record to this day, record and make music. And he's just such a good, solid dude. Always been the same guy ever since I met him. And I really appreciate that about him. Tony and Mira.
Thanks for going into detail on this. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah, no, 100%. Tony and Mira. Tony is usually with me, but he's in Australia right now. He went home for Mother's Day, but Tony and Mira produced Mira actually, not even Tony really. Tony produced a couple songs, not on the 14 with a Dream project, but around that same time, and Mira did the entire 14 with a Dream project and was working with me very early on and gave me beats and fucking let me record in the studio when I was just a little dipshit kid trying to make music, and Mook was my boy.
And when Tyga came through, you spit it at him.
When Tyga, do you have a photo of me and Tyga?
What happened there?
So at a Tyga, we went, I'm pretty sure this is my first ever concert when I was 12.
Did you look 12?
I looked 10. I didn't look 12. I looked 10. And that was my first ever concert. I remember we were out the front. It was just me and my mom. And there was a guy on the side of the street, and he was selling meet and greets for Tyga out the front. He was like, "Yo, I'm selling meet and greets for $50 or something." And we got a meet and greet for Tyga, and I was like, "This is my moment." And I rapped for Tyga, and we've talked about it since. He actually DM'd me a photo that we took at the meet and greet. It was just like me and him, like whatever, at the meet and greet, and he DM'd me that photo one day out of nowhere, like 2 years ago, and he was like, "Damn, this is crazy," and I was like, "Yeah," and then we linked up, talked about it, and yeah.
Did you get the feeling that didn't happen often, like a 10-year-old spitting at him?
Right, and that's the one thing that I thought. I was like, damn, I wonder how he remembered this. And I was like, I wonder how many like 12-year-olds or 11-year-old, however old I was in Australia, was coming up to him being like, "Hey, can I rap for you?" But then I'm like, maybe probably a lot, because a lot of people do that to me. Maybe not Tyga.
That's a good $50 investment.
Yeah, sure, 100%. I got to meet someone who I fucking loved.
Quote, "Like Peter Pan, I go to Neverland. I swear I'm never coming back. I
Promise?
promise."
Yeah.
Dream Team,
Yes,
DJ Laserkill.
Yes, Dream Team, yes.
Such an amazing shout out of lyrics. Peter Pan.
I love Peter Pan. I do love Peter Pan.
The Dream
Team.
Clem's Chicken.
We're going deep. We're going really deep. Yes, Clem's Chicken. The best chicken in the world.
Kid Laroi, playing gigs. You canceled a few gigs, or you canceled one particular gig for Cole
Bennett.
the Melbourne gig.
The Melbourne gig.
You canceled Melbourne for Cole Bennett.
Wait, I canceled. Oh my. Wait. Holy shit. I was thinking of a whole. Okay, this is crazy because I canceled another Melbourne gig because I was sick like 2 years ago, and mine went to that, and I was like, how? And now I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Juice WRLD tour, 2019, November. I had to leave to shoot the video with Cole.
And that's kind of why we're here.
Yes, but how did you? Did Cole tell you that?
Well, thank you for canceling the gig.
Well,
You eventually made it up, didn't you? I think so.
I did make it to Melbourne. I did. So, and it also wasn't my gig. I don't think anybody at that time really gave a fuck that I canceled. But I don't. Yeah, that's wow, dude. You're accessing parts of my brain right. My brain is so overstimulated and overwhelmed because you're accessing parts right now that I totally forgot about.
Well,
Or not even forgot about. Just like you're reminding me. Yeah,
well, you're Kid Laroi. We have to know.
I guess so.
B-Wise, area famous.
Yes. Shout out B-Wise.
And he brought Kid Cudi to Australia very early on. B-Wise.
Really? He did. I actually didn't know that.
Area famous. B-Wise.
Yeah, very famous B-Wise. Yes, I didn't know he brought Cudi to Australia. That's crazy.
Pistol Pete and Enzo.
Yeah, Pistol Pete and Enzo. Yeah,
Bliss and Esso.
yeah. Listen, dude, you're doing your fucking homework.
And I wanted to ask you about this crew right here and the importance of the Hilltop Hoods.
Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, obviously
What can you say about the Hilltop Hoods?
Australian legends. Yeah, this is crazy. I've never seen this before, but this is insane. I gotta pop this in. Legendary, obviously, completely legendary. So
Because, quote, I'm like the J or the Drake of my.
city.
Yeah!
Yes, sir.
1-4.
Shout out to 1-4.
Speaking of legends,
Legendary 1-4. Exactly.
and you had them open for you.
I did, and we're doing it again.
Little Arts was there too.
Yes, yes, he was there. Yes.
What can you say about Little Arts from Australia? Or where specifically?
Wow. Okay. So Arthur, my little bro. I mean, yeah, he's like, you want to know like a little bit about him? Well, he's from Redfern, Waterloo, and we used to hang out a lot. Really good friends of my younger brother, and he started rapping recently, and yeah, I wanted to take him with me and let him go crazy, let him do his thing.
Kid Laroi, Dream Big Studios?
Yes, where I met
Solo.
Solo,
Travi P.
Travi P, Mira, Tony. Yes.
What can you say about that studio?
Yeah, just like you said, that's where I met all those guys. That's where I recorded the 14 with the Dream EP. That's where that was like the creative fucking hub in Sydney at the time. And I just remember being such a fan of everything that was going on in there. Like I was such a fan of Tony, who is the producer of Dopamine. And at the time I just remember being like, I really want something produced by Dopamine and fucking Miracle. Like, you know what I mean? That'd be the shit. And Manu Crooks, who I'm sure you're probably already aware of.
Did you go to Rolling Loud with him?
Yes, I did. So I was a big fan of him at the time as well, and he was coming out of Dream Big, and so I remember being in that studio. I remember being in like, there was like a little lobby section of that studio, and because everyone had rooms that like everyone had, and like when everyone was working, I would just be in the lobby like on a laptop, just like writing stuff and whatever, and yeah. And shout out to Peter, who would record me a lot at Dream Big when I first got there.
George's Fish and Chips.
Stop. Are you serious? How do you know about George's Fish and Chips? That's what I want to understand.
Well, you're Kid Laroi.
Well, I know.
We have to know.
I know, but wow. Yes. What? Yeah. George's Fish and Chips, right underneath the factory. Lots of chips and cans of Coke.
You've been back a couple times.
Yes. That used to be when I was at the factory. If I was hungry, go down and get some chips and a can of Coke.
But frozen Cokes are important to you.
Absolutely very important to me. I used to walk to McDonald's all the time, get them. I remember we used to scrape up coins to go and get frozen Cokes because we were fiends, frozen Coke fiends.
Butter Sydney.
Yeah, Butter Sydney. Right. Where are we going with this?
I was curious. Juice World,
Yeah.
he invited you on a boat?
At Butter Sydney. Absolutely.
On a boat?
Yeah, on a boat. Crazy. Yeah. So he was doing a meet and greet at Butter. So Butter's like chicken. It's actually, the chicken is actually incredible there. And he was doing a meet and greet there, and I was invited to come there to like officially meet him. We had met the night before though in a hotel room. So basically, I was in Peter, his manager, who went on to be my manager. I was in his hotel room, and I remember he came to the door, and I had ordered room service, and there was a knock on the door, and Peter's like, "Oh, go and grab that," because like we thought it was a room service. I remember going and like opening up the door, and it was juice, and I was like me and like I was with Mook, I think I was with Rian maybe, and we were all just like freaking out, like, oh my god, this is juice. But we never really like, we was just kind of like, oh, what's up, nice to meet you. Then the next day at Butter we officially like met. It was pretty cool. And it's also on camera somewhere too.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan captured you on camera.
Rian, yes.
Rian.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, absolutely. Rian captured me on camera, yeah.
And Juice, rest in peace, was interviewed right here.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching that earlier today, actually. When I was on the way here.
And I was curious, what can you say, Kid Laroi, about this photo right here?
This is that is the craziest screen grab of all time. That face is just, you wanna take a look at that, guys? Did you see that? This was my, audition that I recorded and posted for the rap game. I'm pretty sure this was for the rap game.
Quote, if you could tag Jermaine Dupri down below, 2017 is my year.
It wasn't, but it wasn't.
But you tried.
I tried. I really did. If you watch this video, it's out there somewhere. If you really watch this video, I was really trying.
Has Jermaine ever seen a video?
You reckon he's ever seen this? I don't think so. We should definitely send that.
Now, what's wild about 2017 is Lado. She was on the rap game that year, so it would have been the Kid Laroi versus
Lotto. But you know what's crazy? I was just telling, who was that telling you, Dev or TJ? I was like, it's funny because I remember Lotto from the rap game because I used to watch that shit all the time because I wanted to be on the rap game and I was like, this is my shot. And so then like when she started really like blowing up a couple of years later, I remember being like, wait, that's Lotto from the rap game? Like, and it was like this whole crazy, and I was explaining the law to somebody. I was like, dude, she won the rap game, and they were like, what was that? And I was trying to explain the whole show, and
the Fernside Festival.
Oh, yes. Wow. Yes. Yeah.
The Newtown Fest.
Yeah.
What was it like during those times?
Fernside Fest, that was, I believe, 2017? Is that correct? 2017, to a couple of people at the Waterloo Skate Park. Newtown Fest, I had like a little slot, and it was mostly like just families and stuff like that. And
what was the reaction? How did the families?
I'm trying to kind of recall. I think for the most part, it was pretty positive. Like, I don't think anyone was really like.
Did you have to censor swear words and all?
I probably didn't at the time. I think the reaction was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like a sea of people like jumping up and down or anything, but it was. I think the response was pretty cool.
One night stand in St. Helens.
Yes, where I came out with TK.
And you were the Kid
Laroi.
And you've always been the Kid Laroi.
Sure.
What can you say about those gigs? Listen out.
Those were probably at the time for me the absolute fucking highlights of my life, and I was so excited to be there. I'm really like trying to take a second to think about that. I remember Listen Out. I was absolutely fucking geeked to be there. I was so excited to the point. Actually, both of those, when I came out with TK and Listen Out, I fucked the words up both times. I think there's also videos online, and you can see that I'm just mumbling. I'm not even doing it. I'm just like saying random shit because I was so excited and so nervous that I just was just saying random shit. And yeah, that's crazy. I was so excited though. That was, yeah, wow.
Winding up here, Let Her Go, that song you mentioned, Speaker
Knockers.
What can you say about Speaker Knockers?
Oh man, I love Speaker Knockers. I mean,
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, absolutely. Man, I mean, legend, obviously. I mean, I was listening to Speaker Knockers a lot. Definitely around the time that I recorded Let Her Go as well. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Well, it's really cool that you mentioned Speaker Knockers in an actual song.
Yeah, shout out Speaker Knockers, a fucking big influence and a legend. Absolute legend.
You, Kid Laroi, recently joined the Army.
What?
You joined the Army, Kid Laroi.
I don't think so.
Yes, you joined the Army.
Oh, the Army. My brain would, because I wear a lot of. Okay, yes, I did recently join the Army. Yes, I know exactly what Army you're talking about. It took my brain a second. It's
The army I'm talking about is the BTS
TS.
Army.
Yes, absolutely.
What's it like to be part of the army?
You know,
'Cause you were engulfed in the army. You joined the army, basically.
yes, engulfed. Was that the word? That's a beautiful word. Yes, I mean, you know what I will say? They ride so hard for the people that they love, and I think that's really cool. They've shown me so much love.
Could you explain to people that don't know,
Sure.
you joining the army, the BTS, how does that play?
So JK and I made a song with Central C, and it's called Too Much. We hung out, shot a music video. It was really fun, and yeah, shout out to the army for supporting me. You know, I will say this, it's a scary thing. You know what I mean? When a fan base is so big and strong and like very powerful, right? So like, you know, it's a scary thing being like exposed to that, because you're like, oh, I really want them to like me, and they have accepted me with open arms, and that's really cool. So I want to say shout out to them, shout out to BTS, shout out to JK. Yeah, thanks very much.
And the wild thing is, all the way from the army to Babytron in Detroit, a rapper
Right.
who shouted you out.
He did.
That's incredible. Like from
Yes.
BTS to Babytron.
Crazy. Fucking, yeah, insane. We listened to that song earlier today. Let the chopper sing and make a hit.
Like he mentions Kid Laroi. Is that your first mention? Like you mentioned Speak of Knockers. Have you heard of other Kid Laroi mentions?
Yes.
In a positive note.
Has it been negative ones? Has someone dissed me?
I'm not sure.
I hope not. That'd be sad. Yeah. So I mean, that one, yeah, insane. I was so hyped when I heard. That's probably one of the coolest feelings of old time, is when you're shouted out in a song. That's one of the like, yeah, in a positive light, like you said. That's it's one of the best things. But the other one that comes immediately to mind was, there's an unreleased Juice WRLD song called GoPro, where he mentions me. That's in that song, and it says, shout out to that boy Kid Laroi, a killer in the making. And crazy story about that is that I didn't hear that record until after he passed away, and it was that's the number one for me. That's like, that will always be like the number one mention for me forever, because that was just, I remember hearing that, and like months after he passed away. I think we were going through like unreleased music or something, and I remember hearing that and being like, wait, did he say
You had no idea.
No, I had no idea until after he passed away. So that was it was a pretty crazy. Yeah,
That's so nice of him.
I know.
And that's great you were able to like listen and actually hear that. It would have been lost.
100% it would have been lost. Yeah. So that's number one for sure.
Illy.
Like the artist?
Yes.
Yeah. You know everyone.
Well, you are Kid Laroi. We have to know Australia.
Yeah. Wow.
What can you say about Illy?
Illy, I remember being 12 years old, and he had two songs that were on the radio everywhere that we would go. So that's been heavily engraved into my brain, and obviously, yeah, also another Australian legend. Yeah.
Chillin' It.
Yeah, Chillin' It. Yeah, shout out Chillin' It.
And Wombat.
And Wombat. Yeah.
And Sunboy.
Yeah, and Sunboy. Yeah, shout out Sunboy. Wow. What? Dude,
And Briggs.
And Briggs, yes. You're incredible. Do you know that?
Well, thank you, Kid Laroi, because you make me excited about learning about new bands, new hip hop, especially from Australia.
We should just go together and do it in the flesh. Because this is great, but like, they would absolutely love you.
I'd love to explore with your knowledge, because it's amazing and it's cool that you remember the radio, like hearing songs on the radio.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, you could, those two Illy songs, I'm telling you, you couldn't escape those in Australia. You could not escape those songs. They were everywhere.
Thank you also for the Rap TV shout out. You mentioned my name on Rap TV.
I'm sure I did. This is, like I said, not to gas you up, but this is a humongous dream of mine that is coming true right now. And Thank you. You're an absolute legend. And I actually, David, we didn't end up finding. No, we didn't. I was trying to get this gift for you in time. I had an idea that I wanted to. I First of all, I watched your TED talk a couple of years ago, and it was so inspiring. And I love the whole like idea of like, how did I get this? I just asked, right? And because I feel like that's something that like holds a lot of people back. It even holds me back sometimes, right? Like shame, or like embarrassment of like not wanting to get rejected or something. And I noticed that you said at the time you got the Canadian Prime Minister to play a game that was
The hip flip.
the hip flip. So I was really trying to find a hip flip so we could play the hip flip, but we couldn't find it in time. But
That's so nice of you.
it's here in thought, and whenever we get up next, I will totally have a hip flip ready for you to go.
Kid Laroi, anything else you want to add to the people out there at all?
To the people out there, I want to say, if you've been supporting me, thank you very much. I love you guys so much, and this has been incredible. If you have no idea who I am, and I'm popping up on Nardwuar's YouTube or Instagram, please check me out. Please don't hate me, and if you do, that's okay. Thank you very much, Nardwuar. You legend. I love you.
Well, thanks for the kind words. Really appreciate it. Why should people care about the Kid Laroi? Why should people care?
I don't know. Why should they care? I think about that all the time. I'm like, why do people care? I mean, I like making music. I'm sorry, I've got nothing. I can't think of anything. They should care about you, though. Absolutely.
Thank you.
They should fucking care about you.
Well, thanks so much, Kid Laroi. Keep on rocking in the free world and do.
Do. I'm just gonna wait until you unfreeze because I know that you have to break at some point, and this is all gonna be over, and I'm gonna be like, he broke. I saw it. Surely. Nothing? How does this work? Do I exit? do I just get out of here? But, alright, bye.